Collected today. Just what was your take on it?
I thought we were really poor in the first half, as poor as we've been for a few weeks. We talk continuously about starts and getting out of the traps quickly and playing on the front foot and trying to pin people in and blah blah blah. And we were second to a lot of first contact, second ball, and that led to us being put under pressure. I thought Leiston were good in the first half, to be fair. It was two match-up systems, 4-3-3, but they sort of work it where they have George Quantrell, who scores a lot of goals from floating behind our attack, so he's almost taking a position up if they win it. And him and Jamal Loza floating across the line was a problem for us. We didn't get to grips with it at all. We made a change. Listen, it was nothing at all against Dylan. Listen, he's here because we all like him. We needed to make a change in there and do something a little bit different, which we did at half time. And then in the end, we went to a 3-5-2 to get a second striker up there. But I thought second half we were a hell of a lot better. We had some good balls going into the box, in fairness, and they counted us. They did counter us, to be fair. They were decent on the counter. They got some really good players, so that's why they're floating around the playoffs. But in the end, did we look like we were going to get a point in the first half? No. But second half, we certainly were worth a point.
And obviously Sweeney come up trumps with his finish. It come from Ben C says, so I had to clip it in.
Yeah.
I know we spoke a lot about having the spirit and determination to get yourselves back in a game, and considering the last two results, to bounce back with a point against a good playoff chasing team, it must be credit to the boys.
Yeah, it is credit to them, because they work. I say every week, they are working really hard, and my job's to make sure they're working hard. Sweeney's goal's brilliant. I just said that to him. It's a fantastic take. And if he's spotted where the goalie is and hits it there, or he's just turned and hit it, I'm not quite sure. But whatever it is, it's a fantastic finish. It's in the top corner near post. He's got no chance of goalkeeper. It's dipped it sort of over his head a little bit. I thought Sweeney was a real threat. I mean, we didn't get support to him quick enough in the first half, anywhere near quick enough. Second half we did, and we started keeping the ball higher up the pitch, and that resulted in us then getting it wide and getting crosses in the box. And really, that's what I'm after. And when you consider what wins football matches, it's not anything to write home about. Crosses hurt, and sustaining attacks hurt opponents, and we don't do it either enough. But I've said before, we are a work in progress. We've got to recruit well in the summer and move on. And in the end, it's a good point, as you quite rightly say. We're off the back of the Kettering defeat and the Stamford defeat. So is it a good point? Yeah, it's a good point, because we didn't look like getting one in the first half. Second half we certainly did. And we move on. And I thought, chatting to him afterwards, I said, do you realise how close you are to being a real threat in this division? But we're just not quite. But hopefully we will be.
And just as you mentioned, we got moving on to Sudbury on Tuesday. So it's one of our other games in hands that we've got. So what sort of other things do you want to see from the boys, and what sort of objectives do you sort of have for the rest of the season?
Yeah, the objectives are to finish as high as possible. To keep making sure that we try and progress, get as many points on the board as we possibly can in our remaining games in the league. And we've got a Worcester Cup final against Worcester City in early next month. So we've got that to sort of look forward to. But the key thing for me is to try and keep improving, but put points on the board, and try and get momentum into next year. But also, if players are looking, or people from outside are looking at Alf Church Football Club, and they see us with a really strong finish to the season, then that can only be good. And as I said to the boys, since I've come in, they've been magnificent. They really have. They put a load of points on the board to get us where we were. We were within sniffing distance of the playoffs at one stage, coming from nowhere. And if we can make ourselves a little bit more consistent, is the word I'm looking for, then that'll bode well for next season.